Flyweight division, we've got Magdalena Swed taking on Bangkapi Sosaimani.
She's flirting around, but she's got to start throwing some shots out at Magdalena, because when Magdalena gets going, it's very hard to stop her.
Another good popping right hand there from Magdalena.
I heard the commentator earlier saying that you were going for assassination. I think it was Army who said she's going for assassination.
Your opponent fighting out the red corner, Siviton Highland Gym. With a professional boxing record of 2 victories and 6 defeats with no bouts even. Hailing out of and proudly representing Thailand, Namnicha of Nopachai. And your opponent fighting out of the red corner, wearing black trunks with silver trim. Official weight 45 kilograms, with a professional boxing record of 4 victories, 2 losses and only 1 bout even. Hailing out of and proudly representing Thailand, Siviton Highland Gym.
In the blue corner right now.
Yeah, we're seated right behind the ring and right next to the blue corner. This has been the most animated corner we've had this afternoon. Just cheering on and letting each other in every single shot.
Shots that aren't even landing, just cheering her on. But that is the right way to do it sometimes. You're trying to sway the judges. She's doing a good job just keeping pressure, but to me, Siriton doing a great job as well right now. Staying on that back foot, under that night right hand down the middle.
Yeah, that right hand has been money so far, but that means it's really taking Siriton out of her groove, out of her rhythm. And another left hand sneaks through for Namnicha. I don't know why the corner aren't cheering for that one, Jimmy.
Yeah, I mean, that's the important thing. You need a good scoring section behind you. You see an action replay happening in live time, but Namnicha is keeping that pressure on. This is the right way to try and win fights in Thailand.
Lots of high volume, lots of pressure here from Namnicha early on. And the action's going to continue. Right hands here from Namnicha. We haven't seen anything so far in the later half of the show from Siriton. She's just so flustered and had her cage rattled early on this onslaught from Namnicha. Another right hand next.
Yeah, Siriton on that back foot started off with some nice right hands down the middle, but she landed them. But the problem when landing that big right hand down is if your opponent isn't phased by it, there's nothing you can do, and she's not fighting back right now. The referee can be stepping in and waiting this long.
Introducing to you first, fighting out the blue corner, wearing black trunks with silver trim. Official weight 56 kilograms, with a professional boxing record of 3 victories and no losses. Representing Myanmar, Sultan Sen. And his opponent fighting out the red corner, wearing white trunks with purple trim. Official weight 54 kilograms, with a professional boxing record of 4 victories and no losses. Representing Pakistan, Samir Khan.
10 in the super bantamweight division, because that's over 6 prelim rounds. In the red corner, we've got Samir Khan from Pakistan, who's undefeated as a professional in 4 fights. From Myanmar, who's also undefeated as a professional, 3 victories on his record, no defeats.
I'm excited for this one, Ali. I mean, when I saw these two lining up, Samir Khan we've seen very often. I mean, very slick, very crafty. Likes a little bit of showboating as well, Ali. So he's very entertaining. But his opponent in front of him right now is no easy fighter. He's got a very tough puppy, Sultan Sen, in front of him.
Yeah, 2 southpaws fighting each other, something we don't typically see in Western boxing, Jimmy, especially the fights that we commentate on, what are you looking to see from two southpaws square up against?
Yeah, I think we're always blessed when we get two southpaws. Like I said, it's very uncommon. I mean, the battle of the southpaws, I mean, it's very much like seeing two orthodoxes just from an opposite angle. But Samir Khan to me is a very, very slick southpaw. That's the difference. A slick orthodox is a very good fighter, but a slick southpaw is usually better than a slick orthodox.
Yeah, absolutely right. I mean, sometimes it's just normally you get a lot of fighters that are orthodox fighters. And I'm off here by the referee. I'm not sure what's going on here at the moment.
I think there's a shoelace untied, that's all.
Good upcut there by Samir. Sultan Singh. Definitely gave it back over there. Started exchanging punches before the shoelace untied. Right hook there by Samir. A good 1-2 there by Samir as well. Finding a rhythm in the first round.
And this to me is where Sultan Singh has got to really think about this. You've got to sometimes throw out the window. I'm not going to outbox my opponent, but I'm going to outblock my opponent. To me, Sultan Singh has got to do exactly that. Don't try and be out slick, just smother your opponent and give him no thinking.
Yeah, don't dance to this tune. You've got to try and just run out that cage as much as you possibly can. Stay a little bit too far around the ranges. Sultan Singh needs to try and go forward just like that. Use that left hand, swing and a miss with the right hook bow. Samir is a step ahead at the moment, Jimmy.
Yeah, like I said, Samir Khan, very, very slick, smooth like butter. I mean, just lights the slippage range. Beautiful counter punches there, absolutely crisp. Right on the button alley.
Good 1-2 and then right uppercut by Samir. Left hand as well from the Pakistani fighter. Right hand fighting back from Sultan Singh.
He got that right hand through, that's exactly where he needs to be, but he needs to throw more with the alley. He can't rely on single punch combinations unless you've got that thunderous knockout power as we mentioned before.
Swing and miss there by Sultan Singh. Looks like he got caught up in the guard of Samir. Good work up there by Samir as well. Right uppercut on the left hand suits Samir. Really finding a good aggressive and dangerous flow here in the first round. So let's punches go early on, Jimmy.
And it's just letting things flow, Ali, exactly as you just mentioned. It's just letting your hands go. But to me, Samir Khan is just controlling that range. You notice how he's got a very wide stance. So what he gives up in power, he makes up for in movement and accuracy. Samir Khan just finding the target, finding the shots, and he's getting himself out of dodge. And there was that one shot that Sultan Singh actually landed that was very, very nice. Landed at the top, jumping hook upstairs. But to me, too far and too little in between.
In the red corner, and Sultan Singh in the blue corner is Pakistan taking on Themall. Great, good jab from Samir Khan to start off in the second round. And again, just lancing with that jab, going straight through the guard to Sultan Singh.
Great combinations there, very risky combination. I mean, to me, if you're Sultan Zan and you're getting hit by those types of shots, you've got to start questioning what you're doing inside that round and inside that ring. You can't just charge at someone who's slick like Samir Khan. You've got to start setting up some of these flurries, because right now Samir Khan is just having target practice at this point.
Yeah, he is. Lands again with that left hand. Sultan Singh really needs to try and get on the inside though. So he is so good at controlling the fight at long range and at the mid range too, Jimmy.
And that's where I think Sultan Singh actually had a good moment there. He started to close the gap, he started to do something exactly the way that he needed to do it, and that's exactly what he needed, and that's the main thing here. Samir Khan controlling the distance, Sultan Singh taking the gambles that he needs to take.
Getting a good jab from Samir Khan. But when you find a fight like Samir Khan, Jimmy, what do you need to do to sort of get back into this fight? What advice would you give Sultan Singh?
You've got to get yourself nice and low, you've got to start dipping left and right, you've got to step on the personal space and release your inner Roberto Duran. You've got to put your head to the chest, start attacking that body, start attacking that elbows. I mean, he's trying to fight Samir Khan at range and he's not having a good time at it.
So reset here, readjustment by Samir Khan. Right hand fight as well with jab and a check right hook. Followed on the left hook, the right hook as well. Jab still. Samir Khan looks right to see here. It's one-way traffic so far around number 2.
I mean, you can see the welts on the left-hand side of Sultan's into this as well. These jabs and these sweeping left hands being landed by Samir Khan are definitely getting through. There's only so many more of these that you can take where eventually your body just starts to give up.
Jab there again by Samir Khan. Swing and miss by Sultan's in. Target practice in this second round. For Samir Khan, Sultan's in. Struggling to get into short range. Samir Khan's got a high advantage over Sultan's in, and he pops up with the left hand.
And you can see Samir Khan's looking for those different counter punches now. He's already started to land. Like we said at the start of the fight, Ali, he's got a very difficult, tough fighter in front of him as well. He's not a fighter that's going down to any big single shots. He's going to be worn down over time, and that's what we're seeing right now. And this is where Samir Khan really needs to come alive and put on the combinations.
Good uppercut there from Samir Khan. Back it up as well.
Yeah, Southpaw classic, nice, slick, nice and cool. Samir Khan putting on a great display of boxing right now. But like I said before, Ali, you get to a point where if you're beating your fighter, why you're not putting them down to the canvas at the same time.
Bit of frustration here from the blue team, Sultan again. Fake from Samir Khan, who's been really get the job finished in this round. Chose to. Well, there's urgent to move on and just finish the fight.
And I think that's where he needs to be. He needs to push the fight, start turning that tempo up. At this point, you get to a point where you're saying, I'm now beating my opponent with every jab, with every exchange. Now I need to step it up a level and start beating them at my own game. So to me, Samir Khan is now going to prove to himself, has he got the power, has he got the speed to potentially stop his opponent?
That's like you said, Jimmy, you're not just playing to process like that, prove yourself to your coaches, your management, also the sponsors that supporting you on your journey. Good show that that's what people may see.
Absolutely. I mean, people like to see some of the fights that go a long distance between two fighters with a very similar skill set. But something like this, you've got to be questioning, can this man put him down to the canvas as well? Then again, that's a testimony to Sultan Sin. He's very, very tough.
You say all the time, Jimmy, sometimes it's best just go to the body. You've seen a lot of headshots being landed crisply by Samir Khan, but maybe he wants to start targeting the body of Sultan Sin. Good, too much relation there by Samir Khan as he gets with the jab. Loving the feel from Samir Khan too, in and out of the action. That's it.
We see Samir Khan, all these animations all over the place, starting to play with his opponent, trying to find those counters. When he puts his hand down low, when he's against an opponent like this, who's willing to just go forward and almost walk through the punches as well, you can't really take these gambles. I think Khan is also going to just be a little bit more sensible. High guard, strong ones moves down the middle, when he sees them out and just pulls down the pressure.
Nice puncher. Let's see if we can start exposing the body of Sultan Sin.
I mean, ironically, you can expose the head, the body should be available to you, but the problem with going to the body is you expose yourself to being countered. So Samir's now going to believe in his speed as well. Can he go to the body without being countered by Sultan Sin?
It's very in and out though. Samir Khan knows when to step back, step there by Samir Khan.
Back in central ring for these fighters. Shoe shine your opponent when you just start throwing punches and punches.
Jab there by Samir Khan. I feel like Samir Khan's maintaining too much of a risk as well, Jimmy. Trying to make sure that he attacks at precisely the right time. He's going to take a risk to get in there and just ruffle up and get some more shots off. I think it's just very wary of the shots.
I mean, it's the beauty of boxing, right? The sweet side, it's hitting them without getting hit, but then will also get to a point where you're no longer entertaining the crowd if you're only trying to do something like this as well. So it kind of goes both ways. The beauty of boxing is hitting and not getting hit, but at the same time, you've got to do it, you can stop opponents as well.
Yeah, right now, just not seeing it too much from Themall. Sultan's in there. It's called an urging, it's come forward, wanting more urgency, wanting to come forward more. Themall keeps it up.
I mean, when he gets to round 4, we're not winning any round, but Sultan's in Ali is starting to land some shots. He's starting to hit his opponent with some punches where, you know, Samir Khan shouldn't be allowing him to hit with any of these shots.
Slim there, or just ducking down, no change from Sultan's in. Attack, good right hook from Sultan's in. Corner comes alive, takes good time down, come forward, trying to get the up, but gets caught straight away by Samir Khan, the counter punch.
And notice how Samir Khan is starting to just stay a little bit more flat-footed now. He started off very slick, beautiful left hand there, Ali.
And there goes the first knockdown of the fight. Sultan's in, got caught straight away. He's up though, made the count. Still some time left in the round. Good right hook there from Samir Khan. Samir Khan is going to go for the kill here. Good right hand there. Nice Samir Khan right up the top 2. Sultan's in showing an absolute granite chin.
Granite chin and heart of a lion. Samir Khan still absolutely dominating this fight.
You're absolutely right. Left hand there, by Sultan's in. He's got to take big risks right now to get back into this fight. He's a knockdown or a knockout. Not sure he's going to get it, but we've seen it all here in boxing, Jimmy.
He needs both, Ali. He needs both. He's losing every round, and it's already been a 10-8 round in the previous one. He only wins by knockout. On my unofficial scorecard, nothing else.
Good punch there by Sultan.
Yeah, overhand into the corkscrew. Beautiful combination. Samir is now just starting to have fun with it as well, but again, hasn't found really a way to stop Sultan's in coming forward.
Good left hand right we've got there by Samir. Yeah, still really seems to make go to the body more. I feel like he could cause a lot more damage if he started letting punches go to the body.
And that's where you need to be, and that is usually, you know, the idea of your corner where you need to be. Your corner needs to believe in you, and you also need to believe in your corner, but you've got to be listening to as well. He should be going to the body at this point. It should be that jab to the body with the other hand left upstairs, I think.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. That's just going to land with the left hand. Sweet miss by Sultan's in. Sultan's in with his reset. He gets to the center ring.
And to me, Sultan's in is just doing everything just enough to keep him in this fight to an extent where he's almost landing some heavy shots upstairs, and Samir Khan doesn't really have an idea of how to stop this man in his tracks.
Bit of a stalemate between these two. Playing there by Samir Khan after the jab. Samir's got to just showing him to the left.
And that's all he can do, Ali, but he's got to stay up. You've got to come with the smoke screens up there. Jab to the body, go upstairs, jump with the hook, but he's got to do something a little bit different, because to me, Samir Khan, all he has to do right now is protect his punch, but he eats a left hand from Sultan's in.
Good right hand there by Sultan's in. This take all these risks, so put more punches behind this first punch. I mean, even if he misses the first punch, he's still going to keep the tempo up, keep the aggression going.
And alternatively, if he's landed a shot, he needs to start firing. That means he's in range of his opponent. He knows Samir is trying to set that left hand, which everybody from everywhere saw that punch coming. Sultan's in there, just doesn't care what you hit him with. very esque of Rocky Balboa, just keeps coming forward, not intimidated by anything. I mean, nobody else can stop, but these are the movements he needs to take. He just needs to go forward and still try to do something disastrous to upset Samir Khan.
Jab there by Samir Khan. Samir Khan just waited a little too long on the back foot for the counter punches, but Sultan did the exact same thing during.
Well, Samir Khan doesn't need to do anything right now. He gets down that back foot, just dance his way around, punch and grab, just do everything he wants to do. He doesn't need to do anything slick or fancy. I mean, unofficially out there when he get around, but we just never know, obviously. So Samir Khan should take some time off here if he needs to.
Yeah, time by Samir Khan.
Every time you nearly count out Sultan's in, he finds a way to bring you back in. That's the interesting thing with boxing. Sultan's in is getting beaten in every round, but you're almost supporting him in every exchange because he's got the heart of the lion. He's got something that you can't teach anyone. He's got heart, he's got grit.
Yeah, everyone loves an underdog. Sultan's in is definitely showing he's got some fight left in him. The right hook very well, it's not a great go-to shot for him in this round.
I mean, we have seen boxers lose every round and win it in the final round before. Obviously, famously, Carl Froch did exactly that. Wins it in the final 30 seconds of the fight. I don't see that happening in this fight where we've got 1 minute 30 to be proven wrong.
Yeah, on this stage here for these two. In the final round, good attack. And by Samir Khan.
I mean, Samir Khan's got to be very comfortable with himself. He's got less than a minute to go to try and just secure his victory. At the same time, I think we might be looking at this fight and what could I have done differently to actually stop this fight?
Referee wanted them to keep their heads up. So that's the final minute of the 6th round. Good right hook there by Samir Khan. Yeah, you see Samir again, just trying to step back and land the counter punch. Sultan's in, beaten to it.
Like we said, we like the underdog stories, but I've got to give credit to Samir Khan here. He has boxed beautifully. He's done well in every round. He's landed the good combinations. He's landed the clean combinations. So good boxing should always win.
Final 10 seconds of the 6th and final round. Sultan's in for one last glory. We'll take it off with the player. The official decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, Judge Carlos Costa scores it 50. And the last judge, Judge Agabon Somini, scores it 55 to 58. Your winner, by way of unanimous decision, Samir Khan!
Please welcome the end of the road corner.
Sing one chime to the ring praise, and Mr. Rico Santic, the promoter, and Mr. Supanantam, the promoter. The referee charged of the action, Chris Sagide. The three judges scoring ring time, Mr. Carlos Costa, Mr. Arucha, and Mrs. Pakapon Somani. Scheduled for 10 rounds for the ABF Super Bat 8 action. May I please ask everybody to stand up and pay respects to the national anthems of both fighters, please.
Was able to land that left hand very accurately too.
You know, Giuliano did change up his style later on in his professional career. He went from being an outside fighter to an inside fighter. And to me, I think this is where he boxes best, Ali. When he's got that nice long range, he's got his amateur pedigree working for him, nice at range, landing those jabs with a crisp left hand. This is the Giuliano I've been talking about.
Yeah, this is the Giuliano we know and love, but this is early days though. It's a 10-round fight so far. We're in round number 1, so maybe this is just James' strategy to take the first round off to read Giuliano. He does want Giuliano to keep, applying a pace like this, otherwise it's going to be a long night at the office, a long afternoon at the office, should I say, for Roots and James.
I mean, both fighters experienced the same amount of professional fights, but I do believe Giuliano is the more experienced boxer in terms of his amateur career as well. But to me, Zeng, staying in this fight, he's been hit with some very heavy shots right now, but again, what's Giuliano going to put behind it? What's he going to do in the later rounds?
Jab there again by Giuliano. Feet on the front foot, land that left hand though. Again, good right, good jab there by Giuliano. Just control the pace of the fight so well, Jimmy. I mean, it looks very simple, but it's been such good dominant weapon for Giuliano throughout the first round.
I used to see Giuliano fight before he was professional as well. This is who he was. This is the guy he was. Boxing at range, using his footwork, constantly lengthy, never overstaying his welcome. Even then, didn't overstay his welcome, landed the shots, got back out. This is a great version of him, and this is what I'm so excited to see. Zeng has got to do something different here.
Yeah, he's definitely got to do something different here as we approach the end of the first round. That's the end of round number 1.
Let's start our first title fight, our ABF Super Bantamweight title fight. I mean, this is where we just saw it. Jab for jab action, but Giuliano staying at range. He lands that nice jab, lands the combinations, and again gets himself away from his opponent. This is absolutely beautiful boxing. Now, Zeng, I don't think really landed much of anything. I think you can even consider that a 10-8 round to Giuliano the way he boxed. He landed so many big shots.
Yeah, he definitely does. I mean, he just keeps on getting beaten to the punch, especially in the first round. Zeng just beats the punch in every exchange by Giuliano Fantone. And here we go, round number 2 coming up. Let's see if Jake can readjust. If Giuliano can keep going that decent groove that he had in the first round. Here's round 2.
And great there by Zeng to start taking that gamble there. So he's got that overhand left now. Giuliano's going to be very aware of that overhand left coming at him as well, because that's the move that Zeng is waiting for. Zeng has just kind of ignored his jab and just gone for those big, quick shots upstairs.
Just looks like Giuliano's got the range management dialed in so well that Jake just can't navigate through it at all.
And notice what Giuliano did there, leaned on his opponent, and as soon as he got him up, Giuliano circled behind the referee to create that gap between them. Absolutely brilliant boxing, and I've always said before, both of them, Giuliano and his brother, great boxing IQs, and that's exactly what we're seeing right now, just beautiful boxing.
Swing and a miss there by Jake. Right hand as well by Jake too with the right hook.
I mean, there's having great boxing there, but if you can't take your opponent out, you're then in a situation of, am I going to survive this entire fight when I know that the opponent is trying to take my head off with every shot that they throw? There's only so long you can just dodge these shots for as well, Ali. You get to a point where you realize my opponent's only opportunity here is landing a knockout punch. It's exhausting knowing that you've got a knockout punch coming your way.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, Jimmy. Good left hand there by Jane. Looks like it just hit the shoulder. Giuliano, but those are the shots that he needs to start landing, start taking some risks. But I feel like if you launch in like that against a fighter like Giuliano, he's going to have a counter punch ready and waiting for you.
I mean, Giuliano's signature punch used to be that rear uppercut. He throws a beautiful rear uppercut, and if Zeng's done his own work, that's probably why Zeng isn't committed to these body shots, because Giuliano waits for that rear uppercut to land on you.
Left hand being landed there, so this is what I'm talking about. James just came in, but took his head off the centre line. Giuliano's waiting with the counter punch for him. Patiently, Jimmy.
I mean, again, we're sounding like broken records here, but just watching this fight play out compared to his previous fight, it's almost like two different boxes, Ali. We saw where before he kind of went toe-to-toe with his opponent, tried to just out-scrap him, but right now, Zeng's got to do something different here. He's just using the same style and expecting it to work.
Zeng waiting a little bit too long. Here comes Giuliano with the jab, lining it very accurately. Left hand there by Giuliano, trying to land the jab after it, but Zeng getting out of the way. Good left hand there connects for Giuliano.
We are scheduled for 10 rounds, Ali. There's 10 rounds of action that you've got to go for that jab again. Even the jab.
So it could always be a power punch for French fighter. For me, on mine, the scorecard is up, and even though there's 2 rounds on the way in the 10-round fight, and Giuliano is definitely giving a good account for himself so far.
I mean, I'm curious to what the talent segment is going around, because you've just got those rounds where your head's being knocked back by every jab. I mean, that's the knock.
It's also very demotivating too when you just keep on getting popped off by the most basic punch in boxing. I mean, for you, Jimmy, all your experience in boxing, what's the best way to defend against a jab and just move forward in a fight?
I mean, it's classic. You've got to step forward on the jab. You've got to meet the jab before it fully extends. But you've got to jab with your opponent. But you've got to be looking as a line in boxing. You've got to keep going slightly left, slightly right, but jabbing with your opponent at the same time. Once you find the target, then you start releasing. So you've got to jab with them sometimes.
Jab there by Jay. Looks like he listened to some of your advice, Jimmy. Needs to jab with Giuliano though, let his hands go with a 1-2.
And it's hard to jab with your opponent when you're in a shorter fight as well, so look for where the jab can land, look for where you can get the jab going for you, but like I said, Buddy McGirt used to break it down beautifully. You can't just always allow your opponent to jab at you, you've got to jab with them, get low with them, and just try and meet them at their own range.
Jab again there by Giuliano.
And you can see now stepping in and out, using the foot feints as well. The classic 101 of boxing, which is basically punches start with the feet first.
Yeah, they really do. We talked about it in the previous fight early on this afternoon. You've got to have 2 points of contact, both your feet need to be planted on the floor. Generate the power, keep yourself balanced really, that's the main thing, keep yourself balanced so you've got the even distribution of weight and you can apply.
Then got a big shot through there.
Jab there again by Giuliano, not a lot of power behind it, but it doesn't have to be with the jab, you can just land it with about 50% power. Good right hook there, and the left hand connected for Giuliano.
And that's the timing of the shot there, like you said. You don't need much power, but if your opponent walks into the shot, it's like needing a car head on. You don't need much momentum if they both hit at the same time.
Good right hook again there by Giuliano, and getting in there again with the jab and the left hand.
And you can see as well, even though Giuliano got hit with a big shot there, he keeps his cool, he stays calm, he's using these feints, and he's using what is the classic move known as the ghost step, Ali. Evander Holyfield used that ghost step against Riddick Bowe. You step in, you pounce, you step back, and then you land that counter shot. And you see Giuliano using it beautifully right now.
Right hand there connects for Jay, but Giuliano definitely in full control. And now at the end of
Clenching up as well. And then we see some nice shots being landed to the body as well. Overhand right.
Should fight like this, James.
I mean, this is just great to see. We're already in round number 4, so nearly at the halfway point. But Giuliano's got to be confident that he is winning every round very convincingly.
Jab there by Giuliano again, 2 jabs in a row. Another jab from Giuliano. Chang a little bit too stubborn here, just trying to eat the jab.
And that's another point there, Ali. A lot of people are too stubborn to block a jab sometimes. They'll allow a jab to hit them so often that they then forget that it's that wear and tear effect, when now all those jabs have now started to block the vision of Zheng as he starts to get those welts on his face.
Yeah, but this is where Chang just needs to readjust. Good left hook to the body there by Chang, going upstairs with the right hand.
Beautiful rear uppercut again, the classic Giuliano punch, that rear uppercut, lands it, gets himself out as George. Zheng has got to push the pressure. Zheng is not going to win the fight in the center of the ring. He's got to push the fight to the ropes. He's got to make it a dog fight. He's got to start getting scrappy in there.
Referee Chris Denny there, demanding that the fighters keep their heads up here. It's up and too low. Too many cuts of boxing from clash of heads, and definitely don't want that in this matchup. It's really going to be a good barn burner of a fight.
I mean, we're witnessing 2 contrasting styles here as well, but both styles do win fights. And you know, the boxing ability, the talent goes to Giuliano, but obviously the work rate of Zheng is still very good. You know what they say, Ali, as well, you know, talent is some of the best thing in boxing, but you can beat talent with hard work.
Yeah, you're absolutely right there, Jimmy. Feints here from Giuliano. Jake trying to pull back his jab. No, trying to land the right hook, sorry.
You know, hard work beats talent when talent is hardly walking, and Zheng's got to chip into that.
That looks like a readjustment there, Jimmy, from Zheng, how he's trying to tip his head, lead off the centre line, and land the right hook at the same time as Giuliano jabs.
He's probably seen something in Giuliano's guard. He's probably seen he's got to do something, but at the same time, if you count how many times has Zheng landed a clean punch on Giuliano, you probably can't count that many, so he's got to try something different here. He's got to start mixing it up, he's got to push the pace. Every time he gets into the centre of the ring, that is Giuliano's place. He's got to start closing up the ring.
And his corner just saying, Giuliano's corner saying, you start throwing the jab, he's running away from you, keep him where you need him.
That's why Giuliano's given up fights when he's chased a fighter that didn't need to be chased. I think he just got to outbox his opponent at this point and let the punches do the work for him.
That is the end of the round. Takes us a little bit more rest with his punches. We've got 5 title fights this evening with the WBC as well.
So halfway through this fight, Giuliano's got to believe in himself that he's got it, but it's keeping up this pace for another 5 rounds, Ali. You've made it this far, the start of the round you can do, but you've now got the other half to go through. And the thing with fighters from China is they don't give up, they just keep coming forward. They're very, very hard to stop in their tracks.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, they're very tough customers. Now we see Giuliano starting to go to the body now with the jab. Why is he making this adjustment in the strategy, Jimmy?
He's trying to zap some of that energy away from Zheng. Zheng's only got that big Hail Mary shot. He knows Zheng is starting to tire, and he knows those body shots are going to tire him out even quicker. Even when you're not landing a clean body shot, your opponent still has to tense into it, which is already tiring. And the classic is, go down low, you can eventually set up shots upstairs.
That's how there by Giuliano. Starting to get a little bit more busy inside the pocket, but this is where Jake needs to come alive and start firing back. Fight fire with fire.
It's exactly that. You've got to just kind of tap into fighting fire with fire. Just start swinging punches and punches, going upstairs with as many shots as you can. Try and take your opponent out where they stand, but it's very much easier said than done when you've got someone constantly jabbing you.
Good left hand of the body, big lunging right hook from Chang. Chang again trying to land the right hook, we get caught by a right punch from Giuliano Fantone. Good cracking left hook to the body by Chang, and that looks like that's stopping Giuliano back momentarily. This is exactly where Chang needs to be. It's the kind of fight he needs to start fighting and keep coming forward, put the pressure on against Giuliano.
Like we said, you're not going to outbox a slick guy like Giuliano, but you can outfight him, and that's where he needs to be. He needs to just get scrappy in there, just start pushing forward. But if you allow your opponent to readjust, then he starts dancing around that jab again.
Yeah, you definitely need to box the boxer in this scenario. If you're Jang in the red corner, for Giuliano though, he needs to get the jab, working again. He started controlling the fight, getting back to the driver's seat. Because right now you're in the passenger seat at the moment.
And notice how he keeps controlling his opponent, keeping him in the center of the ring, just dancing around him. That's where Giuliano can kind of get his breather and take his time. He knows Zhang is dangerous in situations like this, but look how slick he is as well.
Crowd coming alive as Jang starts hurling heavy haymakers at the end of the round. Giuliano trying to establish some control with the jab, not landing him, and there's a big right hook connecting by Jang. And that is the end of the round. What a fifth round.
Excited for the crowd because they decided to come alive in that one. He started to put some of the shots together now. You've also got to remember he isn't landing that many shots, but the shots he's landing are the exciting ones and the ones that make you panic ever so slightly. So Giuliano's got to go back to that draw.
With his power punches and put him in a deep water very momentarily though inside the round, but Giuliano for me has won the majority of these rounds, Jimmy, and Chris and again warning the fighters to watch out for clash of heads.
Yeah, one thing we know about the judges here in town, they do like the front walking fighters, the aggressive fighters, the ones who don't wait for the fight, but they take the fight to them. So that round previously, I know the judges here could have definitely considered that for Zhang. And when you're at the halfway point, Ali, those are the rounds you can't be giving up. Yeah, he's already banked the first 4 rounds for sure. So this is the point where Giuliano's got to really make it concrete that he's winning this fight.
Left hand there for Giuliano, Jang coming forward with a 2-punch combination. Jab, both fighters jabbing at the same time. It's something that Jimmy, you asked for earlier on, and it looks like you're getting it.
And that's where you need to be, but I don't think Giuliano wants him to be able to jab with him because that means the range has changed. He needs to get back on the end of the punches, but when you get tired, you start stepping in a little bit more because you don't want to overreach, so that's the reason we're seeing the jab for jab action.
And Jang just trying to land that right hand, stepping in with it as well and then stepping out of range, trying to land the left hook as well at the end of it.
You know, most people would have quit in there after getting hit with these many jabs, big rear uppercuts. But you can tell Zhang is just a different type of fighter. He's still coming forward. He still looks very solid and he's still very dangerous.
Stalking here from Giuliano, double jab. Very wary of the power that Zhang possesses as he stalks him on the back foot as well. Moving laterally, good right hand there by Zhang on the outside, right hook as well. Jab again there by Zhang. Tempo has slowed down in this round, but things are starting to take over here in my opinion for Zhang. Good left hand lands there for the Chinese fighter as Giuliano is off balance slightly.
And like I said, it's the legs of your opponent. You get to a point where you're in that 6th round where you start to realize your legs are not the same as they were in the first and the second round. You've got to start getting your energy back. In between rounds, you've got to really try and recover as fast as you can, even taking a round off to not take much damage.
Jabs to the body there by Giuliano, missing with the overhand to the head. It looked like a left hook. Swing there and just clipping the body of Giuliano with the left hook. Jab from Giuliano as he walks himself back into the centre of the ring. Jab misses there for Giuliano, a good 2-punch combination. And Shenko's body wants him going upstairs with the right hook.
And this is a real test for both these fighters because Giuliano outboxing him, but he's now in a real fight with his opponent. And you can see Zhang is just kind of being a little bit frustrated there, but part of the game, part of boxing.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, it was a good round in terms of power punches for Zhang. Giuliano's still up at the moment. I'd say it's 4 rounds to 2 to Giuliano got done here.
I think that was a bit of a swing round. It could have gone either way in that previous round. I think that 5th round, yeah, you could have argued for Zhang, but I still believe Giuliano's landing the cleaner punches. So In the way that I know it's judged sometimes, I do think that those two judges will be very close. These 2 rounds, sorry. But you can see he's a little bit lighter on his feet right now, Juliana, dancing around right now. Starting to get those jabs going, but Zheng's starting to land jabs as well. This is the thing with Zheng. He'll be tough like this for the full 10 rounds, Ali.
But this is the thing though, we're entering the championship rounds now, we're entering the final third, the final part of the fight. Where, you know, all the hard training, all the miles that you've gone running, all the pads that you've done, sparring and on the bag, you know, the rounds of your training, this is where they all come down to, all your strength and conditioning too.
I mean, that's the beauty of boxing. It's a single man's game in the sense that once you're inside that ring, Ali, it's all on you. Yeah, you can have the best coaches, the best training camps, but you're the one who has to push yourself outside that ring, but you've also got to put it to the paper inside the ring. So this is where it all counts. The best lie detector is that ring.
Jab there, good right hook by Juliano, swing and a miss by Zheng.
I think Juliana's got to step up that jab again. Get that jab working for him, double jabs as well. When Juliana starts jabbing, he's doing very well, but he starts to complain a little bit too much to the referee. I've seen him do this before, he's got to keep his opponent at bay.
Then referee Chris Sanidad telling off Zheng for grabbing and holding. Juliano complaining quite a bit as well, but I've got to agree with Jimmy, needs to keep his composure, keep his focus, otherwise he's going to lose out on some key opportunities in this title fight.
You get to a point where you've just got to kind of push through it at this point. I would like to see Juliana get that jab working for him again, but keep in the range. He's starting to step a little bit too close now to Zheng, and he's allowing Zheng to be in his own range.
Jab there by Zheng. Left hand to the body there by Zheng. Swing and a miss there by Zheng as well. Zheng lands to the body, but Juliana clipping with a jab to the head.
This is the best point for him as well, keeping it that medium to long range. I think that's where Juliana did well. You saw how he dominated the first 4 rounds, Ali, with just straight up footwork and a straight up jab. That's what he needs to tap into right now. It was working for him. And his crowd and his audience and his corner yelling for him, the distance is winning for him.
Final seconds now. Good left right hook lands by Zheng. We go into
3 rounds have been a lot too close for comfort for Juliano's corner. And it's not that he's being outboxed, it's just he's getting outfought in some of these exchanges. He's got to stop complaining to referees, just kind of dig down and go for it.
round coming up. This is when the rounds really start to count. Adjustments here by both fighters as Zheng comes swinging in with the right hook. Left hand there by Zheng.
And again, these are sweeping shots, Ali. They're not clean, crisp punches. He's just clobbering his opponent and they're still getting through. That is the
He wants to hit and not get hit, but like you say, Jimmy, not landing as accurately and significantly for your liking to score that.
But then you get to a point where if you're throwing punches and punches, if it's making noise, and depending on which judge you're seeing it, it looks like a clean punch sometimes. So to me, Zheng's just got to start throwing, and there it is, a great overhand left right down the middle. Crowd on the edge of their seats here for this fight. It's been a real chess match. Great move there by Juliana to control the pace once again. Center ring for both of these fighters, Ali.
Juliano again launching in with a jab, trying to lance that jab through the guard. Swinging and missing, but there's that counter from Zheng with the right hand over top of the left as well. Over top of the left again from Zheng, and here he comes into the pocket. This is where he wants to go body hunting. Swinging and missing though with the uppercut. Surprised that Juliano didn't take that moment there to counter him. And Juliano is trapped in the neutral corner. Just gets himself out.
As exciting that was, Juliana didn't take a shot there. He didn't take a clean punch. He landed a good clean shot, but that's the power of activity, Ali. Zheng's exchange there made it look like it was in his favor even when it wasn't. And you might be winning the fight, but are you winning the judges? That's the different thing here. You've got to be able to impress the judges.
Yeah, Yeah, absolutely right. Swing and miss there from Zhang. Zhang making this a dirty fight here with a dirty boxing inside the clinch.
They're both doing it to each other at this point, so I think you've just got to carry on with the action. And there we see him letting lean on him as well, standing in the pocket. But Juliano is very comfortable in the pocket. Like I said, he knows how to fight in the pocket. But his range is his best part, his range is his weapon. The jab with the outside is the best move for Juliano, but Zhang is just always at a beautiful combination.
Lovely pop uppercut there from Juliano, missing with it for a second time, but definitely can show that he can land it to perfection. And again there and again, great uppercut there by Juliano. Maybe that's the shot that he needs to find on the inside.
Final moments of this round, he's got to finish strong. It's how you start and it's how you finish. End of that round. Wow. Champion on training. He said, you're almost never taught about focus, and it's about being able to focus for an entire round, which a lot of fighters don't know how to do, is how to remain focused from the first second to the last second, and that is a very, very important skill to have. Can you be effective for every second of the round is the edge that you need to take.
Still a stalemate here between these two. They've both got completely different game plans. James just wants to counter Juliano on the outside, and then as soon as they're in the pocket or in the short range, trying to unload with big heavy haymakers to the head and to the body, whereas Juliano's happy to control the range with the jab, but also be very concise and significant with his power punches on the inside.
Big slamming sledgehammer of a shot there by Zhang. But again, it's not getting through clean. If you look at the faces of both fighters, you can see Zhang has been hurt a lot more than Juliano has.
Jab there by Juliano.
Referee doing a good job to keep control of this fight as well. He hasn't allowed it to get out of hand. He hasn't allowed the fighters to dictate the pace. Great refereeing so far for this great title fight, Ali.
Yeah, he's done a very good job here, Chris Sanya there. In control of the action.
This is a great round for Juliano. Zhang, to me, has started to slow down a little bit. He's not taking as many risks as he was in the previous rounds. And I think that's because Juliano has now listened to his corner of staying at range and using that jab beautifully.
Left hand there by Zhang. Good shot for him. And Juliano popping out the jab, controlling the pace of this fight. Swing and miss by Zhang as he tried to come forward. Juliano still, it's not just with the jab, Jimmy, it's the footwork too. He knows to just take a couple of steps back, make Zhang miss, and then get back in. You see this in and out footwork we're seeing being demonstrated by Juliano.
And it's very, very tiring to have in and out footwork. It's like throwing a punch as well. Often you see fighters go more flat-footed, a little bit more close together when they get more tired. Juliano's kept that same footwork beautifully. I hope Juliano looks at this fight as well. Look how great he's done with this style of boxing that he's using right now.
Jab there by Juliano.
He's got to just release that inner Sugar Ray Leonard, just keep popping the jab. Larry Holmes style, just keep jabbing out, keeping your opponent. There it is, beautiful jab, the rolling jab working.
There goes the clapping for the final 10 seconds of round number 9. Juliano feigning here in the front with the jab. But Zhang is patiently waiting for him with that right hook counter. And there goes the bell to end round number 9.
Beautiful into the round.
And finish strong. 10th and final round. This is the second time we've gone to the final round this afternoon. And there's a lot at stake here. We've got the ABF Super Bantamweight title on the line. Who's going to win it? Is it going to be Juliano Pantone from France? Or Rusin Zhang from China?
You know, live on Triller TV as well, Ali, an absolute fantastic title fight, going the distance. Still 3 minutes to go here. It's still available for Zhang. Is he going to outpoint Juliano? I don't believe it, but he's still got a chance. Juliano's got to stay focused in this round and not give up anything.
Jabs to the body there by Jane. Feel this is too conservative though, Jimmy. He's got to start letting his punches go and take some rest. And even if he's going to get exposed to some counter punches, he's just got to go for it right now. He's way too behind on our unofficial scorecards. I think we've got a good handle and a good knowledge of where this fight is going right now.
Beautiful, good again. Zheng to me just looks so tired. And you asked earlier, Ali, about those jabs to the body and those shots to the body. This is why he did it. He knew eventually you believe in the system, you believe in the method, you tire your opponent out towards the end of that round. The body shots pay dividends for that later round, and that's exactly what we're seeing right now.
Jab here from Giuliano. Swing and a miss there by Jane. Jane with the right hand. So Jane leading with a jab.
Halfway through round number 10, and Giuliano to me should be taking this one as long as Zheng. But Zheng's starting to land these shots. Zheng has got to come alive here. He's got to land the Hail Mary.
Jab there by Giuliano. Right hook by Jane.
Great foot feints as well here. I mean, this is how you control an opponent. Those feints you landed in the previous rounds, those big hard shots you landed before, that's why the feints are working for him right now. You feint your opponent into submission, and it's all paying off for him right now. He's now dancing around, he's wasting out the clock, exactly what he needs to do. To me, this is an absolute beautiful boxing and a great fight between these two fighters. Giuliano's got to be impressed with himself here, Ali.
Yeah, great boxing display by Giuliano. Again, James starting to let his hands go right now. I feel like it's too late, too late. Corner getting incredibly animated. So Zheng to come on to spur him on for the final 20 seconds of the round.
I mean, credit to Zheng, he never once gave up, Ali. He never once stopped trying. But to me, this is the beauty of boxing. The boxer wins against the fighter when the boxer is moving.
Yeah, that is a real heart of the fight that you're seeing here from Bruce and Zheng. And Giuliano launching around the back. That's the end of the 10th final round. Giuliano is very confident. He's doing the 10th round for me, just boxing beautifully on the back foot, popping out the jab, and making sure that he stays relevant and stays consistent. We'll take it off the PD Entertainment finish decision.
Mr. Cha and the Chinese promoter, Mr. Louis Khan. Who scores it 93 to 97. Judge Pagapon Somani scores it 92 to 98. And Mr. Carlos Costa scores it 92 to 98. Your winner, by way of unanimous decision, and the new ABF Super Bantamweight Champion, Giuliano Van